Hey CJN podcast listeners, Michael Freeman here, executive producer. I wanted to share that the CJN has earned 6 Simon Rock Hour Awards this month, the Jewish Pulitzers, as some folks call them. We took home awards for magazine writing and design, and for feature stories on a Holocaust music project, BDS on Canadian campuses, and 4 women who discovered they were sisters in their golden years thanks to 23andMe. But we can't create award-winning journalism without your help. If you value independent Jewish journalism, please consider supporting us today at thecjn.ca/donate.
Michal, do you have Shabbos candles?
I do. I light them every day.
Okay, just in case you didn't, we have them for you in the back.
No, that's okay. I have my own.
Amazing.
Give it to somebody that needs it.
Okay, thank you so much. Shabbat shalom.
That was the scene last Friday afternoon as journalist Shloime Zionce drove his eye-catching yellow and black Tesla Cybertruck through the streets of Thornhill with me riding shotgun. Although Zionce kept his eyes on the road, the vehicle was doing much of the driving itself, handling the steering, the acceleration, and the braking. As we crossed Bathurst Street, the Cybertruck attracted plenty of attention, and that's exactly the point. Zionce's new mission is to spread Jewish pride, encourage mitzvahs, and push back against the antisemitism and fear that have gripped Jewish communities in North America since October 7th. Over the next 2 years, he plans to drive through all 50 U.S. states, and he started in Canada. He's undertaking this self-financed journey to honor his late friend, Chabad Rabbi Zvi Kogan, who ran a kosher grocery in Dubai until Kogan was kidnapped and murdered by Islamic terrorists in 2024. Just 2 weeks ago, Zionce picked up the specially designed Cybertruck in Houston, where he now lives. The wrap is filled with colorful Jewish imagery and messages, encouraging Jews to study Torah, to put on tefillin, to light Shabbos candles, to remember the Holocaust, and to take pride in their heritage. From there, he drove it to Washington, D.C., where he attended an event with one of U.S. President Donald Trump's sons. Then last week, he brought the Cybertruck home to Toronto, where he grew up and where his parents, Haskell and Sarah Zionce, live, along with one of his siblings, his grandmother, and much of his extended family. Shloime Zionce is best known as Ami magazine's White House correspondent, and he's a globe-trotting reporter. He's visited more than 40 countries to profile Jewish communities. But this Cybertruck mission may be his longest and most ambitious assignment yet.
We need to have good people with good intentions doing radical things, and I think this is how we fight back, by showing people that we're not afraid to be Jewish, we're not afraid to be proudly Jewish, and not only that, we're going to go out and be as Jewish, as visibly Jewish, as unmistakably, unapologetically Jewish as possible.
I'm Ellen Besner, and this is what Jewish Canada sounds like for Friday, July 31st, 2026. Welcome to North Star, the flagship podcast of the Canadian Jewish News, made possible thanks to the generous support of the Ira Gluskin and Maxine Gronowski-Gluskin Charitable Foundation. Shloime Zionce's path has been anything but traditional. He grew up attending Bobov School and synagogue in Toronto, but he never quite fit in at yeshiva. What he did discover there was a writing talent, and that talent became a journalism career that has taken him from Afghanistan to Uzbekistan, from remote Jewish communities around the world to the White House. His Cybertruck mission comes at a time when relations between Israel and the United States are strained, support for Israel is becoming more divided in U.S. politics, and Jews have been targeted in deadly anti-Semitic attacks in Washington, Boulder, and California, to name a few. Zionce hopes his message of Jewish faith, visibility, and pride will comfort and inspire the Jews he meets along the way. He officially launched the Canadian leg of the tour at an event outside the Olive Branch kosher grocery store at the Promenade Mall in Thornhill, and a few days later, I caught up with him outside his grandmother's house for our interview and ride-along. Here's what happened. I've never done an interview in a Cybertruck. This will be a first. I'm sure that it'll be a first for many people. But we're here in Toronto because you're visiting family in your old neighborhood, well, in your old city where you grew up. Yeah. But let's take a quick look at this amazing thing. I don't know how to describe it. Well, let's do a little walk around first. First of all, welcome to the CJN's North Star podcast. It's great to have you.
Thank you very much. I remember the CJN when I was a little kid. Used to come to the house in the mail, and I understand you've had multiple iterations since then, but now a lot of it is online.
Well, we're a digital creator like you are, and with 65 years of award-winning journalism. So it's an honor to have you part of it. And, our listeners probably and our followers will know who you are. But to introduce this is something new. And why are you starting it here in Toronto?
So, to be honest, this project was something I thought about doing in the United States. I just figured it would be a really big challenge to get to all 50 states. And that's what we intend to do with this vehicle. But before we started, I wanted to come visit family. And while we were here, people started reaching out and said, well, the truck is here, why don't we do an event in Canada? So my cousins, Jennifer and Steve Krantz, were very kind to throw something together really quickly. We had an event outside the Olive Branch on Tuesday, and over 200 people showed up.
Wow, amazing. I heard about it because one of my neighbors and friends was there, and unfortunately I couldn't make it, but I get a private tour, so I'm pretty excited about this. What is this, and how did this get to be yellow and black? Tell us, take a walking tour a little bit.
Okay, so let's go to the front. So this right here is my friend, Rabbi Zvi Kogan of blessed memory, may God avenge his blood, who was a Chabad rabbi in the United Arab Emirates. And unfortunately, in November of 2024, he was killed. He was kidnapped and murdered by Islamic terrorists in the UAE. And it also happened to be that the Hebrew date of when he was killed is my birthday.
November 11th.
No, it was
Oh, the Hebrew date.
Chaf Cheshvan,
Hebrew date.
the 20th of Cheshvan. And I felt like, in addition to the fact that he was a good friend of mine and his loss was felt very, very deeply, the fact that he was killed on my birthday made it have more, a bigger impact on me, and I decided that I had to do something in his memory. So this is...
back a little bit first because I want to... Let's see what it says right from left to right, okay?
Okay.
So, here we go.
So we're starting off here. You have study Torah, which is something we encourage everybody to do. Here, this is the charging port, because it's an electric vehicle, so I wrote powered by kosher. We have the Shema, obviously, Shira Mitzvah. Here you have a man putting on tefillin. We put numbers from a Holocaust survivor just to show that sometimes the greatest thing we can do after something difficult happens is to recommit ourselves to our faith.
Is this somebody real?
No, this is conceptual.
Conceptual, okay,
Yeah.
Perfect. Putting on tefillin, which of course I'm sure that's part of this, and
Yeah.
then Tzvi.
The Tzvi there, you have, we need Mashiach now. In Lubavitch, they say we want Mashiach now. I think we're done wanting Mashiach. We need him. So we changed that. This is Tzvi's mitzvah truck. Obviously, I'm driving it, but it's in his honor. This, thank you, Hashem. Here we have a verse which says, Mayim rabim lo yichlu lechabot et ahava, which is like no amount of water can wash away God's love for us. And that is always going to be. And I want every Jew to know that. God loves you, and it's important to keep that in mind. Again, Tzvi's mitzvah truck. Leilu nishmat hakadosh Tzvi ben Alexander Sender HaKohen. This is basically, in his memory. V'ahavta l'recha kamocha. Love your fellow. Love your fellow as much as you love yourself. Here we put a couple stars of David in the shape of a heart. Here you have, obviously, in loving memory of Zvi Kogan. Then on this side, we have Ma'at or Doche Harbe Choshech. A little bit of light dispels a lot of darkness. That's the theme of this truck. Here we wrote it in English as well. You have a woman lighting Shabbat candles. Here's Do a Mitzvah. And this is an app which people can download, and they, it's like literally a virtual tzedakah pushka, like a tzedakah box, and the money goes to poor people in Israel. And
Wow, okay, this is what people are going to see behind you.
yeah, so this here, people can scan this QR code to visit our website, mitzvahtruck.com. They can follow the journey across the United States and Canada. Here we have Enjoy Shabbos, and this verse says that every single Jew has a place in the world to come.
So this is beautiful, and I know that there's a reveal video that is on your website about how this was done, but what role did you have in the design of it? Like, is it totally your conception?
So, I think since I'm a little child, I've always had a dream about having a vehicle that was black and yellow. I'm not sure why, but I always loved the colors.
Transformers.
That might be a part of it, although I did not grow up watching movies, but I'm aware of what you're talking about. So, that's the rebel in me. So anyway, when this story with Tzvi happened, first I was thinking of getting an RV, and I wanted to do this with an RV, but it's complicated. You need a special driver's license, and you need to learn how to drive it. They're very expensive and bulky. And then I figured, this is going to get a lot more attention, and then overall, we need eyeballs on this thing, because if you want to connect with Jews, the Jews have to notice you and see that you're there, and this vehicle is pretty hard to go unnoticed. The design is pretty much all my concept. I have a close friend who's very talented. I described to him exactly what I needed, and he over-delivered.
I hear that you're getting, even now, giving me the tour, a little bit emotional. I remember seeing you when you were blown away by what it like. You were speechless. For you, that's a big deal, not to have words.
So I'm a man of a lot of words. When I saw this, I was very surprised, because I knew it would be sharp, but I didn't realize how good it would look. I think it looks great. Everywhere we're going, people are waving, honking at us. We got a couple people flipping the bird at us. So it's definitely getting noticed. It's bringing out passion in people. That's my job. What the passion is, that's up to them. But I like that people are passionate about it.
I asked him about the financial burden he's undertaken to launch the Cybertruck journey.
The total number is $45,000. It's a lease. This is not, I don't own it. I leased it. I went into this with no idea of how we're going to pull this off. I'm not wealthy. I would never drive a car like this if I wasn't doing it for a higher cause. I'm uncomfortable driving it. Like the first 2 weeks of me driving this thing, I was like blocking my face when I passed people, because it's unlike me to do this, but I feel like it has to be done. I feel like we're living in a time when there is a tremendous amount of antisemitism, and it's making Jews uncomfortable in their own skin. So sometimes, because other people who have bad intentions are doing radical things, we need to have good people with good intentions doing radical things, and I think this is how we fight back, by showing people that we're not afraid to be Jewish, we're not afraid to be proudly Jewish, and not only that, we're going to go out and be as Jewish, as visibly Jewish, as unmistakably, unapologetically Jewish as possible.
So can we open the door and you tell us where you keep the tefillin and like who's going to be with you and what else is in here?
Okay,
All right.
So first of all, right here, we have my personal tefillin. It's a little bit of a mess because my kids were in here and they are not great at keeping cars clean.
Wow, beautiful.
So this is my tefillin bag. I have 2 pairs of tefillin in here, and I keep them here at all times. I used to not keep my tefillin in the car, but now that we're out here doing this mission, I do keep them here to make sure that if at any point we bump into anyone and they want to do a mitzvah, we have them ready.
So you're using 2 personal tefillin, okay?
Yes, and we have another 3 that have been donated, which I don't have with me at this time, but we're going to start using them when we do large events and multiple people want to be putting on tefillin at the same time. We are going to have more. This is, again, all sorts of
personal family. Well, you're here with your family on holiday.
Here we have Shabbat candles. As you see, the bag is already open because we're handing them out. Any woman we meet who wants to continue the tradition that we've had for thousands of years of bringing light into their lives on a Friday evening through Shabbat candles, we will provide them with those candles. You know, it's really, that's the most inexpensive but also probably most meaningful part of this, is that there are Jews who want to connect to their own heritage, and we're all busy, we all have things going on, but if you take those 2 minutes to put on tefillin or light Shabbat candles, you're connecting to something that is so ancient and so special and so powerful that we've been doing for thousands of years, and it's just beautiful to connect to the essence of who you are.
And what else do you have in your secrets? All these, I hate Teslas because I can never open the door because it's so hard, but that's another story.
I hear that. So, so this thing, it drives on its own. Have you ever been in a self-driving car?
No.
Would you like to test it?
Yeah, of course.
Let's go.
All right, but I have to get my bag here. Should I trust him? I don't know. We'll have to see. So you're here with your family. This is, and they're going to come along with you. And then if you get to an event and what have you, like they're part of it, everybody, or you're going to do this on your own.
So I'm not exactly sure. You see, I have a full-time job. This is just something I'm doing for fun. We're only going to visit 50 states, on the side of what I actually do. So this is going to take a few years. I'd imagine my family will be with me for a lot of it. I imagine there are probably going to be some trips that I do solo, and we'll just play it as it comes.
Okay, so you're leasing it for 2 years, 3 years?
We're already far into the first year. So.
Okay. And the charity, just so I'm clear, this isn't for Rabbi Kogan's family, or is that part of it? How is that going to help them at all?
Rabbi Kogan's family, there was a charity launched for them after the tragedy, and I believe that was taken care of. right now, we're just trying to raise awareness about who Rabbi Kogan was, what he stood for, and to continue his legacy of being there and being a uniting figure in the Jewish people.
Okay, so we're going to go in here. Here I am. I'm going to put my stuff in. Okay, only a short trip. There we are.
Go on in.
All right. Did you learn how to drive in Canada? No.
I did learn how to drive in Canada.
Did you in Toronto?
License was Canadian, yes.
Okay, here we go. Ah! Oh, and the air conditioning is on and everything. All right, this is exciting. Okay. Okay, so we're here in the car, and here we are. It's like, I feel like we're like one of those movies, you know, where you don't watch this, but, you know, sing along with all the big stars, and you're one of those late night talk shows. Here we go.
Like
I'm so lucky.
Karaoke?
Yeah, carpool karaoke, that's it.
Okay, so here, I'm putting in the buy it, okay?
Oh my God, Rabbi Kropkin's going to see us driving around. Let me put on my seatbelt. Here we are.
So now, I'd like you to press this button.
Start self-driving. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, there's a button here. Start self-driving. Here we go. I just pressed it.
Look at the wheel.
The wheel is going. Ah, we're going by ourselves. Okay, here we are.
My feet are not on the pedal.
You are not touching it.
Not touching anything.
Are you allowed to text when you're driving, when you're self-driving?
Oh, well, are you asking Elon Musk?
We're going around the corner and you're not touching it. Help!
Are you asking Elon Musk or are you asking the government?
Yeah, let's not get you into trouble. Now, this car is registered in Texas. I knew you lived in Israel. Are you back living in the States now?
No, I live in the States now.
You live in the States now.
Yeah.
Because are you still foreign correspondent for AMI?
I am. I'm also the White House correspondent.
And the White House correspondent. So, yeah, you can't really be having no airport open if living in Israel. This is amazing, guys. Oh, my God. Okay, so we're going to take pictures out the window. Here we are driving.
So, in addition to the incredible technology that this is just interesting to see, what makes this very special is that it's going to help us reach our goal much faster with God's help. Until a couple of weeks ago, before I was driving this vehicle, if I wanted to go on a drive for 5 hours, let's say from Toronto to Montreal, you have to be mentally prepared. Everything's, you have to have made all your phone calls, paid all your credit card bills, whatever you need to do before you get on the road, because you know you're going to be out of touch for 5 hours. Now you're just like a passenger in the vehicle. And if we're going to be traveling thousands and thousands of miles across the United States, with God's help visiting all 50 states, this makes it really easy.
And you can do interviews and you don't have to worry about getting, hitting somebody.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how far you want to take it, you can...
But are there, what are they called, charging stations anywhere in between? How in Canada it's not so developed.
I mean, everywhere, near all the big cities, there are charging stations. The biggest problem we're facing right now is that there's a gap of a few hundred miles in Canada when it comes... Don't worry, this is your state.
I'm getting nervous.
In between, like, the northern United States and Alaska, in very rural Canada, there are large gaps without Tesla superchargers, and that's something we're still trying to figure out how we're going to do that, how we're going to drive all the way to Alaska without electricity. But with God's help, we will succeed.
And you mentioned that there was already a fund for the family of your late friend.
Yes.
So is there a goal that you have set for yourself for this couple of years? Like charity fundraising?
For this project?
Yeah.
So there is no goal, and I'm very proud to say that I haven't asked a single person to help out in any way. I funded the first investments, were a few $1,000s just for a down payment to get the thing wrapped itself. That I did on my own. And then in the past like almost 2 weeks since we launched, some very kind people have reached out. Some people said that, they wanted to sponsor a month of the lease. Some people want to sponsor the charging. Some people want to pay for insurance. People have been helping out. Thank God I didn't really think about money too much, because had I thought about it, I wouldn't have gotten into this. I believe that if you're trying to do good things, God will send the right messengers to make sure that it works out for you. So it's not something I think about much, but with God's help, we're going to succeed and we're going to be fine.
We were going to do like an actual formal interview. There we are. Hello. Encounters on the street have become a regular part of Zionce's journey. Here's what happened while we were stopped at the red light at the intersection of Milner Gate and Bathurst Street, when a woman in the next car rolled down her window.
Mele, you guys are amazing. You're doing an amazing job. We love
Here
you.
we are.
Am Israel Chai. You made my day with this.
Thank you so much.
There's somebody that is stopping him
Because of the
on the side. I
antisemitism
don't know
that
if
I
she can
feel, You deserve all the love, all the bracha that Hashem has, and this is so beautiful to see after Tisha B'Av. We love you guys. I'm so proud to be one of this community, and I really wish you all the bracha in the world.
Thank you so much. What's your name?
Michal.
Michal, do you have Shabbos candles?
I do. I light them every day.
Okay, just in case you didn't, we have them for you in the back.
No, that's okay. I have my own.
Amazing.
Give it to somebody that needs it.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're
Shabbat
welcome.
shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Take care, guys.
Okay, you see, this probably happens all the time.
This does happen a lot. Yes.
Growing up in Toronto, a lot of people did not maybe expect that this would be your shlichus in terms of being in the media as opposed to, the traditional path of teaching, rabbinical teaching. Do you feel that this is part of an extension of doing your shlichut through journalism and outreach? How does this sort of fit in?
So, to be honest, I never thought this would be my journey either. I'm not a rabbi. I'm not a shaliach. I'm just an individual who cares about my family and, by extension, my big Jewish family, all of us. And I just think that we're living in a dark time. We need as much light as possible. So anyone who can do anything to add light to the world, please do it. I'm going to try to do my part, and we should all try to do our parts. That's all.
Okay, we're coming up to the bite, and I'm wondering, when you were going through the United States with this truck, what do you expect will be like when you meet Jews in the States?
To be honest,
compared to, all your exotic trips, right?
So to be honest, I'm not exactly sure. This is still a new project, and I don't know how it's going to turn. See, look, the car stopped for all these kids.
Oh my God,
it's really careful. What I will tell you is that so far the reaction and the feedback I've been getting has been incredible. We had was it last? Yeah, it was last week. I was getting to the Library of Congress in Washington D.C. for a dinner with Eric Trump, Donald's son, and I parked outside, and this guy comes up to me. He's riding on a bike, and he rides past the mitzvah truck, and then he says, "Hey, mitzvah truck!" And he turns around, stops next to me, and he says, he pulls out his phone and says, "Can I take a picture of the truck?" I said, "Of course." And I said, "Are you by any chance Jewish?" He said, "I'm an evangelical Christian, but I love Jewish people, and my mom is Jewish." And I said, "Your mom is Jewish, you're Jewish." 3 minutes later, he was putting on tefillin with me. He had a massive cross on his lapel, and with the cross, he put tefillin on his head, on his arm, and we had a beautiful Jewish moment. So I think that, my father always taught me.
Hang on, here comes security. Hello.
Hello.
We're
I'm
just
sorry.
doing an interview. We'll be done in a few minutes for Canadian Jewish News.
My father always taught me that, the values he gave me was that we don't drive flashy cars. It's not something we do. A car is supposed to take you from point A to point B. It's not supposed to, throw darts into other people's eyes. But I believe that sometimes you have to do something that is loud and bold, because the anti-Semites are out there. They're loud, they're bold. We have to counter it. And I want kids to be proud and see someone driving around in a car like this, or you saw the reaction that young woman had. These are the feelings that I wanted to evoke in people, and I think we're succeeding.
I mean, I guess my question would have been, because this car, without the rap, but this car has become associated with support for Israel, with the Republicans, with Trump, with the MAGA movement, especially in Florida. You see a lot of them, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know where else, maybe in Texas too.
Not as many. Even though it's made in Texas, actually. It's built.
This car is made. So, you've been to exotic places, but, when they see a Tesla, do you think that will sort of label you as a Trump supporter and sort of cause you challenges when you're in the States? You know what I mean? Like, it's a symbol of one thing, but it's also been seen as, don't you agree, it's a symbol of another?
Yeah, so Elon Musk's personal politics have definitely gotten mixed in with the MAGA movement, the Trump movement. I'm not going to comment on whether I do or don't like Elon. I think every person has aspects to them that we should emulate, and every person probably has some aspects that we should not emulate. And no person is perfect. No one's all good or all bad. But I will say that I try not to look at the politics of this. This is the car we needed for the mission. It is unique. It stands out. It's loud. It's bold. The technology is incredible. It doesn't exist on any other vehicle in the entire world. This is what we needed for the mission. And if Elon Musk is the guy who makes that vehicle, I will drive it.
Will it discourage, because there's so much polarization among the states right now, especially about Israel and Jewish stuff. So would you expect that you will turn people away or get, hassled
not only because of the Jewish message, but because of the political. That's all I was trying to ask.
Yeah, so I hope it won't turn anybody away. If it does, I hope the person is open-minded enough to come and engage in conversation, because I feel like if they'll have the conversation with me, then everything will be fine. We will get to an understanding. Some people, if they're closed-minded enough and that turns them away, listen, I can't help them. That's a them problem.
All right. Oh, now we're backing up. Okay, here we are.
Whatever the car thinks we need to do.
A few minutes later, the Tesla guided itself back to his grandmother's home, into her driveway where it parked itself, and our ride-along interview came to an end. Zionce and his wife and children had planned to take the mitzvah truck to Montreal after Shabbat for the next Canadian stop on their tour, but one of his children became ill, so they postponed that trip and returned home to Texas. And that's what Jewish Canada sounded like for this episode of North Star, made possible thanks to Ira Gluskin and Maxine Gronowski-Gluskin's charitable foundation. To learn more about Shloime Zionce's mission, watch the videos of the Cybertruck in action and follow his journey across North America, or to support the project, go to the links in our show notes and visit mitzvotruck.com. And you can write to us at info@thecjn.ca and let us know what you thought of this story. North Star is produced by Zachary Judah Kaufman and Issy Hellenchild, who also produces our YouTube videos. Michael Freeman is executive producer. Alicia Richler is the CJN's editorial director. We'll be taking Monday off for the civic holiday, but we'll be back Wednesday. Thanks for listening.